Hi everyone, welcome to day 6 of April Awakening meditation series with Nadia. We're continuing on with the physical body today, focusing on the sense of sound and hearing. So when you are ready, if you're accustomed to my meditations by now, you know that you can find your own comfortable, safe, loving position. Whether you want to be seated, if you want to lay down, you can do this while you're walking. Actually, this is a great one for a walking meditation. Welcome. So we're about to jump into a guided meditation. And like I said, you can do this while you're driving or walking. Just don't look at me if you're driving, because we will be focusing on sounds. And that's something that you can do anywhere that you are, and I think it can be particularly helpful if, for instance, you're from a more rural or country type area, and then you go into the city and you're a little overwhelmed, or if you live in a populated area and you want to feel like you have more space. Although with COVID and everything, I think we're all maybe a little more accepting of certain noises just to know that there's other human beings around now. So when you are ready, you can go ahead and find that position that you'd like to meditate in, or go ahead and start your walk. And if you feel comfortable, if you are seated or laying down and you want to close your eyes, that can just amplify your ability to tune into the sounds today. So let's just settle in, regardless of whatever meditation topic is. It's just a suggestion. You can always come back to other things we've explored so far, like the body scan, our breath work, or if you just want to simply relax and listen to my voice, keep your eyes closed and just go with the flow, you can do that as well. The guidance that's given is just a suggestion that'll help you become a little more aware. And also, it's almost like a little trick to get your mind to focus on something other than whatever you're thinking about right now. So if you're ever meditating and you think, oh no, I'm getting distracted again, I'm not a good meditator, it's fine, because you know what? The brain is meant to think. Thank God that it does, right? So let your brain have its thoughts. You just don't have to necessarily keep thinking about them. You can redirect your attention back to what we're talking about, your breath, your body. You're just noticing the different sounds and sensations around you, which is our focus of this week with the physical meditations. So you can start to bring awareness to your breathing. And today we'll take a few grounding breaths just to deepen our practice and our ability to listen to the sounds around us. So breathing in through your nose and letting the air go deep into your belly, feeling your belly expand. And then letting the breath out very softly through your mouth. No pressure. Breathing in through your nose and releasing through your mouth. In through the nose and out through your mouth. Keep on with that. And if you're feeling particularly tense or anxious, or you just want a nice release, on your next exhale, you can let it be a nice big sigh. So breathing in through the nose and let it out. Just letting all the worries and cares of the day float away through your breath. And continuing on with your deep breaths, knowing that your body is filtering out all of the toxins and all of the negative energy by simply breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you may find it helpful to think about breathing in fresh air, fresh ideas, new abilities, new thoughts, new sensations, new sounds and smells and sights. And then releasing anything that no longer serves you, anything you don't want to hear, you don't want to focus on. And as you focus on your breath, know that right now you are where you're supposed to be. You're everything you need to be. And so it is. So breathing in deep breaths and sending that air to our ears and our eardrums and our ear canal and the space where our ears meet our brains. And just noticing the physical sensation of hearing. That there's a gentle vibration inside of your ear that occurs when you're listening to my voice, to the wind or birds or whatever sounds that you currently hear. How does it feel? How does it feel in your ears and in your body when you hear each of these sounds? You can start to identify. I'm giving you permission to get distracted here and do a little exploration, letting yourself focus in on each sound in the background. Perhaps you hear the air conditioner or the heater or a computer humming. Maybe there's music or there's people and their footsteps. Some of the more obvious sounds you may hear are animals or people or loud construction. What about the constant noises, such as machines that we get used to? Sometimes we're so used to hearing the little buzzes around us that we don't know what true silence sounds like. Which of those sounds can you pick out? Are there any sounds that you think of as good or bad, that you like or you don't like? And why is that? Is there ever a time that you enjoyed that sound? And if so, why is that different today? This can be a good indicator that maybe you need a little TLC. You can get a little sensitive to all of our senses, and especially sounds. Perhaps you need some rest, or you need a vacation. You've been working really hard. Maybe you got kids and they woke you up really early, or there's construction. You just have a headache, whatever it may be. And just breathing in, knowing that that will all resolve itself without you needing to do anything except focus on the present and releasing through your exhale. Now, there's no sound that is inherently bad or good. It's just what occurs around us. And when we have those thoughts that pop into our head, that something may be irritating or making us nervous or anxious, it's good that we get that indicator. It can protect us in certain situations. But know that it's just a neutral input. It's like a pop-up on your laptop. And you can just swipe away that notification and return back to what you were doing, relaxed. So you may notice that there are multiple layers of sound when you really take the time to pause and listen. There's a sound you're listening to now through your phone or your device. There may be a layer of static or some sort of electronic buzz. There's whatever sound is in the air and the movement around you. There's sounds from the creatures around you. Sometimes there's even sounds from houses settling in. Every object on this earth can make some sort of noise if you listen hard enough. And perhaps if you are in a populated area or noisy area, you can pick apart each sound, almost like players in an orchestra or a band. And it can start to sound like a song. It may not be a very good song, but it's just a fun way of experimenting with this sense. It's a fun tool to put in your playbook if you're stuck in traffic or something like that. You hear the horns, you hear the screeches, you hear the people yelling. And just see if there's a rhythm along with it. The speed, the volume, the timbre of people's voices. The next time it rains, maybe instead of focusing on how it's not sunny, we can think about the sounds that the rain makes. Are there any sounds or songs or voices of people that you love? Anything that you hear that brings warmth to your heart and makes you feel like you are loved and you are safe? See if you can hear that in your mind without actually hearing it in the physical. What does it sound like? Why is it so pleasant to you? Is it high pitch, low pitch, deep, short or long? And knowing as you practice this meditation series, or any meditation series that focuses on the senses, that you will get better and better at identifying different stimuli and being able to access them in your mind, even when they're not around you. So you can come back to this happy place of hearing your favorite song in your mind, or maybe some words that a loved one has told you recently, or the sound of birds and crickets and frogs in the wilderness, the sound of the waves crashing on the shore at the beach, and the seagulls chirping. So with that, I invite you to take one more deep breath and exhale. And send gratitude to your ears and to your body for allowing us to hear these sounds and to interpret them in ways that are meaningful to us. And perhaps sometime today or this week, you will be able to find a place that is completely unplugged. We have machines around us a lot, and getting out in the wilderness, or maybe there's just some spot in your home where you can get away from the electronics, and listening to a song there, or having a conversation, or perhaps playing your own music. Getting in touch with what that really sounds like. Next drive, hearing the symphony of noise, all of the different players picking out the instruments, identifying the rhythm, and also just hearing the songs that nature naturally plays when you get outside, especially at nighttime. It's easy to pick that out when most people are asleep. Bring your attention back to your breathing. And you can start to bring some movement back to your fingers and your toes, giving them a little wiggle. Maybe a gentle shake, turning them around in circles. Get that blood flowing back there. If you've been still, sense the blood back to your extremities from your core and your organs. Or if you've been walking, perhaps it's time to take a break and sit down. And maybe you can come back to this if you were seated and go for a walk and try to identify these sounds as you walk. And if your eyes are closed, you can start to blink them open. Welcome back. I love focusing on the physical senses because they're something that are always accessible to us as long as you're, able in that sense. So luckily I do have the gift of hearing, and I enjoy music very much. I enjoy the sounds of voices of my friends and family. So if you know me, you know that I like to do the little voice memos in the DMs and stuff if we're talking a lot, because it's nice to hear another person's voice, and just the sounds of animals. And like I said in the beginning, with COVID and everything, there's certain sounds, like even just I remember the first time we got out when things had been really locked down, and I heard the sounds of other cars and motorcycles and traffic, and it was a nice sound, something that usually identified as a bad thing because it meant that it might hold you up on your route. But in that instance, it was a good thing because it meant there's other people around and I miss people. So I just find it very interesting if you can make those sorts of observations about the sounds around you and what you identify, like what characteristics you assign to those sounds and why. Maybe there's a little story there from your childhood or just past experiences you've had. And I invite you to explore that this week, or today if you can. Because tomorrow we're getting into another sense. And I am very much enjoying this series with you guys. The feedback has been great. I ask if you could leave a comment or send me a message with how you are experiencing this, any feedback that you have for me, what sounds you focus on today. And yeah, so drop in the comments below what sounds came out to you while you were meditating, and did you do this while you were walking? I'm very curious. So thank you again. I will be here every day in April at 12 p.m. EST. And as always, feel free to send me a message or leave a comment. Just get in touch with me however you can. I am here for you. I love you. Have a great day.